All right, welcome back to Central Valley Buzz, everybody. I'm your host, Chuck Leonard. Sitting here with me now, Mr. Michael Bogart. What's happening?
Chuck.
How are you?
I'm
nice
great.
Nice to see you. You know, I'm back in the Midwest.
Yes.
Lots of Amish people, right?
Yes.
And so they're Mennonite. I
Right.
know you don't know much about that. They're Mennonites out there. But I started meeting them, and I started talking to them. I started talking to other people in town, and there's different levels of Amishness.
That's correct.
I didn't know that. I thought if you're Amish, you're all the way in. Some are just Amish on Sundays.
No, they're just like with any religious
Sounds
group.
like a country western song, right? I'm only Amish on Sundays.
You know, somebody should write that song. Yeah, the Amish have different grades or levels or whatever, just like any other group, you know. And
have you studied them much?
A little bit. The one that I was just learned about is the barefoot Amish. Because you don't.
I saw the barefoot Amish.
I didn't know that
existed.
Well, no, there are some that think that shoes are an extravagance and they don't need them.
Well, you know, they have no running water. They have no electricity.
Yep.
And the most appalling thing, they have no mirrors.
No, because that would be vanity. That would be thinking too much of yourself. Yeah.
I went on the Amish tour, so to speak. I bought 4 pies.
Oh, I bet those were good.
Oh, they were very good. But I'm wearing my. I've seen the local egg company that has the shirt that says "Just Got Laid." It has the egg right here. Yeah. I'm there at the Amish house, the farm, whatever, and the little boy says, "So what does this mean?"
Yeah. And you had to explain, right?
No, I changed the subject.
You said, ask your mom?
Ask your mom. Look at that. Look at the Christian guy with the jokes. Look at that. Hey, what did you want to talk about today?
I totally forgot, Chuck. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about what Mike Reynolds was referring to in the beginning, this whole political season.
Oh, I thought you were talking about guns, because there's no guns in the Bible, is there?
No, there's no guns in the Bible. They have knives and stuff, but not guns. But I was agreeing with Mike that there's this nastiness in this whole, I guess you'd say, dialogue of the political season, and I wanted to kind of
there's a
address
nastiness when it comes to the talk about the guns.
Well, of course, you know, any highly
Anytime
charged.
someone doesn't agree with somebody, it gets nasty.
And that is exactly my point. I mean, we've become so polarized over. I mean, you could list 2 or 3 dozen issues that people are just absolutely polarized over. I mean, abortion, homosexuality, you know, gun control. You know, public, I mean, all kinds of issues have just absolutely polarized this country. And I was, you know, from a Christian point of view, I'm thinking we got to come to some way of promoting what I call civil discourse. Civil discourse is respectful discussion about issues that we disagree about.
You know, I think respectful resolution is the way.
Well, yeah.
I think that I see a lot of people on the web these days, on the Facebook, right, that I thought were calm, nice, meek people, and they get mean behind that keyboard when it comes to something they don't like.
It seems like on the internet and behind the wheel of a car, people turn into maniacs sometimes.
You know, I had a lawyer tell me that many more road rage things happen from a person getting within 3 feet of you than actually getting in the collision.
Oh, sure. Because it scares you and you think, you know, what are you thinking? And, you know, you idiot and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, absolutely. And we're in an age, and I do this myself. I find myself in traffic getting all tense and blowing up sometimes.
Just give them the thumbs up.
Yeah, that's what I do. When they pass me, I give them the thumbs up, like, take it away, pal. You can have it.
I'll have
Although
to
one
remember
time me and Billy tried that, and then they tried to kill us.
Right. Well, you got to be really careful. But and I'm thinking, yeah, there are those situations where people are not intending to be reasonable. They just want to be hateful and mean and call you names and stuff.
They're called internet trolls.
Yeah. And in that situation, it just seems to me like you're wasting your time. But I would like to promote what I call the civil discourse, where you're with people, you're interacting with people that are trying to be reasonable or open to being reasonable. And so I just wanted to give a couple suggestions on how to do that.
Some people are button pushers, though.
Well, of course.
They know what they say is going to set the person off, and they get a little bit of a rise out of it.
I think some people are so addicted to controversy that they just create it wherever they go.
Right.
And again,
some people are just a big old ball of drama. When they come rolling down the street, you just got to step aside and hope you don't get any on you.
And I think that in that case, you're just wasting your time. But when you're trying to accomplish something productive, there are some things that we need to start thinking about doing that actually become productive. You actually do accomplish some things with them, like listening, like really listening.
I'm a great listener.
Well, yeah, and all of us can learn how to do that better. But I mean, I know that when you get into a debate, you're always thinking about what you're going to say next. You're not really listening. And I've done that with my wife, and I've learned the hard way that that's not the best way to have a marriage.
Oh, you don't fight with your wife?
Well, we never have fights, but we do have spirited discussions sometimes. But the whole point is, if you want to understand what's going on with the other person, you've got to listen until you understand what they're trying to say. Sometimes they don't say it very well, and it takes a while.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing.
I like people that express themselves.
Well, it's better to get it out, I suppose, than to hold it in.
Right.
But and the other thing is being respectful. I mean, you don't have to just slam people and say all kinds of nasty things about them, because I've done that before, and I figure later on I really regret. I should have built
by lashing out at somebody.
Yeah, you say things you don't mean when you're angry, and you call people names.
When you know them real well, and you know what their soft spots are, sometimes it's a little easy to hit them.
That's called being mean. That's called trying to get vengeance.
I've read about this.
You don't know by personal experience. You've read books.
Yes.
But I would just, what I'm encouraging people to do is to just be involved in respectful discussion during this season. You don't have to agree with people, but at least hear people out and respond with respect. And I think we'll get some productive things done with people who want to be productive. The other stuff, the people just want to cause controversy, don't waste your time.
So your message of the day is love.
Well, I think
Respect.
that is a Christian message. Yes, I think that's a valid Christian message. Yeah. So that would be what I'd want to talk about.
I think that's a good one to start with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always keep that one in the back of your mind right there. And when you find yourself lashing out, think about it.
I'll remember that, Chuck, next time somebody cuts me off.
That's your lesson of the day, Mr. Bogart. This is Michael Bogart. He's 21st Century Faith and MindCuisine.com. Check it out. He's got a lot of great books on his website, including this, the 45-Minute Bible. When you see him around town, tell him you saw him right here on the bus. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Stick around.